Hey there folks, got a new knife for you. You might recognize this Pelican case. This is a standard packaging for Tim McConey, Trouble Blades. If you saw my last video on it, this was the debt collector. So you can see that there's something bigger in this case. So let's get to it. Yeah, it's pretty cool little packaging. This is actually how the way Tim sends it to you. I mean, it's in a box, of course, but this is pretty much what protects the knife inside. And there it is. Well, I just want to say one thing. This is someone that you can tell right away that this is someone. This was my first impression when I first got the debt collector, and I got it in this Pelican case, and now I'm getting this. You could tell that when someone takes enough time to package it in something this sturdy, to me, that shows that he takes a lot of pride in his work. So much pride that he wants to, you know, to protect it. I mean, not to knock the other people that send it like in, you know, just standard boxes and stuff. But I think it's just, he just goes to show that Tim goes the little bit of extra effort to protect his product. So here's the Mofo. I got in a Thunderstorm Kevlar. I just want to show you what's in the box. So what Tim gives you is, of course, his business cards. If you guys want to freeze that and contact him. And it comes with a certificate of authenticity. Pretty neat. And it gives you all the specs inside, signed by Tim. And again, it just goes to show his pride in his work. You know, he wants to put his name, his stamp on it. A pretty neat case, I thought, you know. And it's like almost designed perfectly for this knife. It's like, looks like a little coffin. But yes, let's get to it. So this is the Mofo. This one is a bigger knife. It's, I want to just show you guys the Kevlar. It's a Thunderstorm Kevlar. And again, most of his knives are designed to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Overbuilt. They're definitely overbuilt. His knives are overbuilt. And I'll do a comparison of a regular, a knife that's more popular with the knife community so you can see the specs comparison-wise. Tim basically designed this as a backup for a fixed blade. He said that this was his backup gear for like when he goes out into the bush. There's not too many bushes here in the city. The only bush outside my place are azaleas. But if you guys are in that, you know, in that area where you have a lot of bush, this will definitely come in handy as a, like Tim says, a backup for his fixed blade. By the way, if you want to hear it directly from Tim, Knife Thursday did a really good interview with Tim in their podcast. So go check out Knife Thursday's podcast, and you can hear Tim talking about basically what he designed his knife for. I mean, I already said it pretty much, but you know, his concept. It was really interesting, and it'll also give you a flavor for like what. And I know Lee makes fun of me, but he knows after speaking with Tim that the man is just such a sweetheart. And when you talk to the man, you can see that he definitely gives you the attention as a customer and the care as a customer that you'll be sold instantly. Just talk to him for a few minutes and you're going to want to buy Tim's knives. Tim basically started out as a modifier, like a lot of knife makers. He started modifying production knives and some custom knives, and basically he thought to himself, hey, you know what? Hey, I'm looking out the window. It's snowing again, guys. Oh my God, it's gonna be a white Christmas. But so Tim basically said, you know what? Instead of modifying these knives, and you can see some of the modifiers out there, they're going into making their own knives. He said, I can make a better knife. Let me start making knives. And that's basically how Trouble Blades evolved. He started making fixed blades, and then he started making the folders. Pretty standard, right? For most knife makers, right? They start off with like fixed blades of friction folders, and then they evolve into folders. yeah, so let's just take a look. Let me do, I don't know, too much talking. Look at the shape of the blade here. He's got this nice matte finish on this blade. I mean, the blade stock is thick. You want to check out another knife nut, check out Dark Razor Sharp. He has some awesome videos using this Mofo, the debt collector. I mean, here I'll just show you the I'll just show you the Vanna White version. But if you go to Dark Razor Sharp, if you guys don't follow him on YouTube, follow him on Instagram. He's got some awesome hard use videos on these knives. Yeah, so there's Tim's logo. If you remember on my debt collector, the logo. Let me show you. It was reversed. So it's kind of like a one-off. What happened was, I think Tim didn't have enough room because of the grind over here, so he decided to put it sideways as compared to the way he normally puts it on. All right. So just take a look at the pivots. The pivots, I've already taken it apart. Nick Menevade took apart my debt collector, so I felt comfortable taking it apart just to see the inner workings inside. This pivot is humongous. This is definitely a heavy-duty knife, heavy-duty folder. And let's take a look at this. I never had Thunderstorm Kevlar, so I was kind of interested to see what it would look like. It's pretty neat. It's kind of like lightning strike mixed in with this honey brown color. Hopefully the video demonstrates that, and you can see the pieces of copper in there. I know Lee hates that. He hates the feel of it, but this Tim did a good job. It's actually very smooth. I don't feel any of it sticking out. You know, pretty neat. He lines it with, of course, the backspace is also Thunderstorm, and then he puts like a little black G10, I believe, as an accent for the backspacer. Take a look at the titanium pocket clip. Tim put a little light anno on it. Now again, Tim's a customizer. He will build you the knife you want. You just ask for it, and he'll do what you want. He can anno the titanium. He can anno the pocket clip. He'll work with you. You come up with the concept or whatever you're looking for, and he will do it for you. Again, the relief cut is on the inside. I like that. So it's kind of like, you know, it hides it. So it's smoother looking. Let's see. I mean, it's got good jimping. Definitely very functional. It's got this huge finger choil that will accommodate most fingers out there. Humongous. Probably even for Joe Bananas with his big mitts. Yeah, what else? Pretty standard stuff. So he's got jimping here, jimping there. Oh, that's what I want to show you, the lockup. So, this is a lockup. It's very early, as you can see. Very, very early. I noticed that Tim did make a change. Because it came up in, I think in my video, somebody asked the question why the lockup, it almost looked like someone said that it was deceivingly early when it's not, blah, blah, blah. Because if you look at my debt collector, this is the debt collector. If you look inside the lockup, hopefully you guys can see that. It definitely, the titanium is so wide, and you can see it there. It's thin here, but it widens up. So the lockup is actually about 50%, right? And Tim did that because he wanted to give us, and he'll tell you this in the podcast at Knife Thursday, he wanted us to give us the thickest titanium lock as he could. But he wanted to because it's so thick, right? You can see it right there. If you left it that thick all the way through, it'll be it'll be here, and it'll give you little room to disengage the lock. So he tapered it off, basically just to make room for your thumb to unlock it. And that's the reason why he did it. It wasn't to deceive you about early lockup and that nonsense. And this is, I mean, it does look super early. The first time I saw it, I thought, oh man, that's gonna fail because it's such a big, thick piece of steel here, and then the lockup's so late. And then I realized it was definitely thicker. So he made adjustments. I noticed that right away in this Mofo. So he didn't want people thinking he was being deceitful. So he definitely, he left the titanium thick. And now this is the true lockup. What you see here is the true lockup. That percentage right there, which is about 10%. And you can see it's tapered all the way through. Not like the debt collector. So he does listen. He's very accommodating, and he's so honest. In my dealings with him and my conversations with him, the guy is such a gentleman that, he just wants his knife to be out there, to be used. Wrong guy, right? Maybe I'll have Fast Bandit use it. But, yeah, he wants it out there so people can appreciate his work. So he listens to the people, believe it or not. So that's one thing that he fixed right there. As you can see, it's washers, right? It's a washer system. I believe it's 2 washers on both sides, just reminiscent of Ramon Chavez's knives. They both do it the same way. Makes for a smooth flipping. Big, thick thumb studs for lockup. I mean, just look at that titanium. Yeah, I can't flip it open in the camera, but this thing, I mean, I'll try, but it locks up solid. I mean, it's just solid. This thing's a monster. Let's do comparison with the debt collector. It's so big you can't even fit in the camera, but yeah. So it's the same thickness. It's the debt collector. I don't know if I gave you guys the specs yet. But basically, the blade is 4.5 inches. The debt collector is 3.5. The full length of the knife is 10.5 inches. 10.5 actually, 10.5. And the debt collector is 9 inches. Closed length is 6, and the debt collector is just a little under 6. So you can see, I know it's hard to tell with the angles, but Mofo definitely dwarfs the debt collector, if that's even possible. All right. Let's compare it to something that everyone has. Use my ZT 560. So just a quick comparison size-wise, so you can gauge the size of this Mofo. It's tremendous, tremendous. I mean, look at that thing. There's no doubt in my mind this would chop this in half. I mean, you want a beast of a knife? Here's a beast of a knife. Price-wise, let's see. Everyone complains I don't tell the price. I think these start at $550. They start at $550, and then Tim will work with you depending on what you want. He can make it full titanium if you want, instead of G10 or carbon fiber or what have you. I'm sure he could put, like, he doesn't put a liner because the as you can see, the Kevlar and the G10 is so thick. And if you guys have seen tests on G10, and you know how durable it is, it doesn't really have the need for a liner, titanium liner. But I'm sure he could if you wanted to. I'm sure he'll work with you if you want to do a thin titanium liner and then put whatever exotic materials you want in there. If you guys follow us on Weakness and Steel, you know Lee is having something built special. He won't disclose what it is, but it's supposed to be something spectacular. And then recently I saw on Instagram that Jim Skelton is having Tim build him something. So you know that's going to be awesome. Skelton's like Midas. Anything he touches. So what am I saying? Place your orders now with Tim before the Skelton knife comes out, because then forget about it. It'll just blow up. So again, they start like a 5.50. I mean, I got medium-sized hands, and you can see how tremendous. I mean, I can't even put it in the tremendous this knife is. Humongous. You know, I mean, it's so much handle in there. That's another thing I wanted to show you. The blade to handle ratio, you can see that Tim definitely maximizes. Pretty much the length of the handle matches the length of the blade, you know? It's not like, you know, that's it. He used as much ratio-wise the exact same as the handle. I mean, that's it. So these are the 6 inches right here. Again, I didn't talk about this. I guess the steel is Bohler N690, and he marks it off. Let's see. Now, Tim works with 3 different types of steels for now. I don't know in the future if he's going to change it, but my debt collector is made out of S35VN. So he works with the Bohler N690, and he also works with CPM 154. But I'm pretty sure he'll work with different kinds of steel. In fact, I think Lee is using some kind of magical steel that he won't disclose, but it's something to be spectacular. Yeah, that's about it. I just wanted to show you guys that really quick. You know, I'll bring it to the boys. Venus of Steel, let them check it out. I'm sure Fastband's going to drool. He's going to want to take this and just destroy trees. Alright guys, so that's the Mofo from Trouble Blade Works. Go check them out. I'll put the link below. Alright guys, you guys got any questions, just post it below. Okay? Oh, it's December 19th, I believe, right now. So if I don't make a video, we might hook up for Venus and Steel. But if I don't, have a good Christmas and a happy holiday to everyone out there. All right, peace.